We are back in the kitchen today. It feels good. I hope we are all doing okay. Good to see everyone. Eric, thanks for being first today. It's good to see you, dude. Do you have a bunch of peppers growing? I would love to hear an update if you do. Welcome in Lily as well. We got Michael, Mickey, hello, Suzanne. Good to see you all. Happy Sunday. Last stream of the weekend already. It always goes by so fast. I honestly can't believe it. If you guys were around yesterday for stream, we did something a little bit different. If you missed it, I would suggest going to check it out. It was really fun. We went for an adventure to the fabric store with my best friend Julia, who's a fashion designer. And we picked up a bunch of materials to make Sam a really beautiful cotton blanket for him to take up to work. And I also learned how to use my sewing machine again. So that was so much fun. And we also just testing and playing around, we mended one of my pieces of clothing that I ripped. It feels so good. Luna has a bunch of peppers growing. Hopefully she shows up in chat today. Right. Yeah, Luna, one of our new people in our community. I love when that happens. What else, guys? I had a good morning so far. I actually slept in a little bit. I didn't wake up till 7 today. Usually I'm up around 6. I had a really nice walk outside this morning. Had a strawberry matcha as a little treat before our points at the coffee shop expired for the month. So that was delicious, and I think that's it. Talked to Samu a little bit before he went to bed. Other than that, everything is good. It's getting warmer out today. Back to summertime. We're done with the rain again. Hi, Greek. Good to see you. Okay, guys, here's the menu today. Since we only did one other cooking stream on Friday, this weekend, this one maybe won't be as quick and easy of a Sunday. So we can spend a little bit more time together. We'll see how it goes though. Nothing is too stressful, that's for sure. And I did actually make a little change to the menu for what we're making today. I was going to make caponata with my eggplant, but then I decided that since it's so nice and fresh, we're gonna do a miso glazed eggplant instead to go with the chicken. Just thought that might be better together. And then we're also gonna make some dessert today since we didn't do that on Friday. I've been craving something sweet in the form of a cookie. Something chocolatey and nutty. So I thought we would make the chocolate chip sourdough cookie recipe and then add in some of our own little ingredients like some toffee chips, some pecan nuts. So we get all of the good things in one bite. You moved your head and it went crack. Okay, that's so scary when that happens sometimes. Sometimes Sam does that and it actually really hurts his neck. He's like, oh, I cricked my neck. I'm like, how do you do that? Always scares me. So that's what's gonna go down today. I'm just popping up all the recipes for myself and then I'll make a little list. We'll probably start with the cookies as always, just to get those done and out of the way. And then it's also nice that they have time to cool and we can try them together on stream instead of waiting to the end. And we have made this recipe for the sourdough cookies before. And one thing about this recipe that I love the most is there's no chilling time in between making the dough and baking the cookies. It's this magical thing of adding the sourdough discard into it that kind of makes it more dense and almost cakey. I don't know. The texture of these cookies, ever since I made them the first time, I'm seriously obsessed with them. And then the other thing I found is using a little bit of the sourdough starter in the cookie dough. They stay fresher longer. They stay so nice and moist for almost a week, which is nuts. Most cookies a couple days, right? And it's rock hard already, but these are so different. So definitely try it out. And if you guys don't have any sourdough to use, just let me know. I could always dehydrate some of my own and send it your way for a small shipping fee. It wouldn't be too much because it's very light and I could send it in a really small package if you ever wanted that from me. Okay, let's do cookies. So the gist, we'll make the dough, we will scoop them, and then for baking, usually cookies bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for around 10 minutes. I make these ones bigger, so you can just like take one big cookie and enjoy it instead of maybe taking 2 or 3 smaller ones for yourself. So they do take a little bit longer to bake, I think closer to like 18 to 20 minutes. And then my oven's usually at like 400 degrees Fahrenheit instead of 350. I would say anywhere from 375 to 400. And then yeah, set like a 15 to 18 minute timer. Really, Mickey? Well, who said that the other week they were dealing with an ant infestation? I think it was Mish, actually. Sometimes that happens though in the summer. It's so weird. We had that on the island one year as well. They just like started crawling. We noticed like a line of ants crawling up the wall to the window. And so we were like, what the heck? Why did they just come out of nowhere? I hate that feeling because then it tells you that there's like something not sealed in your house and they're getting in there. Okay, let's read over the chicken and the eggplant. I've never made this chicken recipe before, but it looks really good and like fresh and summery. Yeah, the ants are marching one by one. It was hilarious because they were like so small, like the smallest little ants. So you had to like really look to notice it. $150 just to get pest control to check it out. That's a good gig. I should start a pest control company. Okay, sweet and sticky baked chicken drumsticks. They say 12 chicken drumsticks. I think I actually have that amount. They were on sale this week, so the whole pack of chicken was only $10 for me. I said, that's a no-brainer. So we're gonna make this really delicious marinade mixture. And actually that's what we'll start with, is marinating the chicken. And then we can do the cookies. Because the chicken will always turn better the longer it can marinate. And then we always know to say if you can marinate it overnight, that's the best. But we weren't cooking yesterday on stream, so I wasn't going to marinate the chicken. Right, Mickey, yeah, you call them out for $150 and then all you do is like put a pesticide or whatever on it. And that's it, you're done for the day. Carry on. Hilarious. Okay, the marinade, balsamic vinegar, honey, brown sugar, soy sauce, garlic, chicken, and then once it's all roasted and we like cook this glaze on the stovetop to baste the chicken as it bakes, then we just garnish it with some sesame seeds and some parsley for nice color. And the sesame seeds also get used on the eggplant too for this side. Just use flour. I don't know if that would work. That might like attract them more, eh? Okay, so after we marinate the chicken, we'll make the cookies. And then prepare our eggplant, so we'll read over that next. I guess this is a Japanese recipe. It's called nasu dengaku. Tender broiled eggplant slices brushed with a sweet and savory miso sauce. Simply irresistible, and I loved this. Ready in 15 minutes. So nice and quick, especially for summer, right? You don't want to have your oven on forever. Heat up the whole house if it's already hot outside. I was really happy going to the Asian market, or sorry, not the Asian market, the farmer's market yesterday. Got some really beautiful eggplants for us to use on stream. And then we'll make the caponata just next weekend, guys, because I still have 2 more eggplants to use up. Okay, so the name of this dish, nasu dengaku, literally translates to eggplant grilled over a fire, which is how they would traditionally prepare this in Japan. So if you have a grill, definitely grill your eggplant. You will just get the best flavor that way. But this version, she says we just cook the eggplant halves for a few minutes in a skillet first to get it browned, and then finish it on a baking tray under the broiler in the oven. So that's cool. Just until the miso caramelizes and gets bubbly. I think this is gonna be so delicious. Like the sweet and sticky chicken, and then the like salty roasted eggplant. So good. Hi, Chris. How are you doing, dude? How's your summer? You're still working at the same old spot? This is interesting. She says, when I make the dish, I like to use eggplant #1 that are on the small side. That one's big. I do have a smaller one. So, like, I could potentially just use this little one. I just thought it was too small. But let's look at this. So she says, the smaller eggplants are less bitter. The male eggplants tend to have fewer seeds. How you check the sex of an eggplant? Look at the bottom. Slimmer eggplants, so like this one, with a round indentation mark at the bottom are male. And then rounder, what the heck? Rounder eggplants with an indentation that is elongated. So look at the difference. This is funny. Is female. Yo, that kind of like makes sense though if you think about it. What the heck? So the male eggplant has less seeds and is supposed to be better. Whatever. That's sexist. You're on vacation? Nice. Spending your vacay watching me cook? Hey, that's a good way to start it. We're just hanging out today. Hi, Open Out. How are you doing? We're just going over what we're getting into. Grab a beverage, snacky, and come hang out. Okay, so other toppings that we can put, they say chopped chives, so we can slice some green onion. For garnish, let's write that down. So we'll prep the eggplant for like roasting. So we'll cut it in half, get that ready. We'll make our miso sauce. So that's done. And then our garnishes, green onion. We need sesame seeds for both items. We'll do some parsley as well. They even said basil or cilantro would be good. Nice. You're watching the Olympics? I want to do that. Maybe this week? I don't have cable though. I can probably watch it on YouTube. I'm sure there's a live stream somewhere. Yeah, the eggplant has a big butt. You bought some morels for the first time trying today. What are you planning on making with them? Women skateboarding is wild. They're all so young this year. Oh, that always makes me so happy. When the competitors are young. Like, how impressive, hey? How freaking impressive. Okay, and then lastly, let's just look at the temp and timing to cook the chicken. So, marinade. Whoa, the oven, 450 Fahrenheit. That's kind of crazy. For 30 minutes. 450 Fahrenheit. So that kind of works out then. If the chicken gets roasted at a high temp and the eggplant needs that too, that's so good. Everything's gonna work out. Not sure how to cook the morels, but you bought a bottle of red wine and a fillet. That is gonna be delicious together. I would like just saute or pan fry the morels. First, obviously wash them up. And then usually I just slice them into like the little rounds, maybe ½ inch thick. And then just pan fry those if you want with some garlic and herbs. A little bit of cream in there if you have some. Don't need it though. You can put the wine in there to deglaze and you'll be good to go, dude. You don't need a lot with morels. Let them shine on their own. All right, chicken marinating time. Clear the area. Let's get a container to marinate in. And we'll get all of our ingredients. Butter. I mean, I always go butter. Butter and mushrooms. You can't really beat it. You can't beat the butter and the mushrooms. One of the craziest morel mushroom preparations I've ever seen is my friend Gus's restaurant, Published, in Vancouver. They make like a sausage or a farce. I'm not really sure what it consists of because I've only seen photos of it. But they fill the entire morel mushroom, almost like think of a Scotch egg. So they fill it with sausage and then they cook it. Looks unreal. Unreal. It's gonna be the best way to marinate this up. Probably this container. Okay, we'll get all the chicken into here and then we'll just make the marinade in a bowl. I think that will be the best, and then mix it all together. But yeah, chicken drummies were $2.99 a pound this week. They don't look the best. Like, I hate when they're not cleaned properly and there's this weird, like, yellow part of the skin still. Why are you like this? So just pick off any weird pieces if you see them. But I thought this was such a good deal for $10. Like, think about what you get for $10 from a restaurant these days. Probably not even one fast food meal anymore. Bonk! I was wondering if you were gonna surface. I was like, he's either out of town or he is sleeping in today. Can I take this off? Like, it looks so dang gross. What did you get up to last night, Bonk? Karaoke's? Great night last night. I love to hear that. That was like me. I woke up this morning and I just like was so happy with how fun yesterday was with Julia. Like, after we finished stream, because I think we ended around 3 p.m., like, I didn't bring her home until around, I think, 7? Time goes by when you're having fun. Ew. This is when you make the noise. Brother, ew. Brother, ew. Get it out. Get it off of there. It's not even that I really eat that part of the drumstick anyways. But to me, it just looks gross. We do still somewhat eat with our eyes. It's gotta look appetizing to some extent. Unless I guess, like, we have no other choice, right? But I feel like if I am paying someone else to do this part of the butchering, it should be fully cleaned and ready to use. Hello? Ah, get off. Get off of me. I've been like in this mood of just like singing randomly lately. Just like, what, activating my vagus nerve? You know you're old, Greek, when you think 9 p.m. is late. Oh, for sure. I know I'm a grandma. You watched several local bands play, including your daughter's fiance's band. How cool is that? I love that. Was it outside or inside? Over to karaoke afterwards until you got kicked out. They shut it down. I expect nothing less, really, Bonk. Okay, we have got all of that weird stuff off of the chicken. I'm gonna just wash my hands. And then after you got kicked out of the bar, you went to your friend's house. Oh, to be young again, hey Greek? It was outside, love that. Oh, there's just something about live music outside in the summertime. I don't know, can't really beat it. It doesn't even have to be that good of music either. And it's still enjoyable. Oh, but yeah, the bylaw, so you have to finish at 10 p.m. Otherwise, you're disturbing folks. Fair enough. I mean, I had people last night, like, kids were yelling outside till 11. Like, what is going on out here? Okay. Balsamic vinegar, honey. I'm gonna use coconut sugar instead of brown sugar. Soy sauce, garlic. It's kind of similar to the balsamic chicken we made the other week. But that was also with pesto. Okay, boom boom, soy sauce. We're doing fresh garlic. I'll have to get this honey decrystallized. And then usually I also just put a little bit of oil in my marinades to help everything coat. The place was packed with all ages of people, best turnout. So community activities are not dead. We're slowly like coming back from that. That makes me happy. Okay, it says half a cup of honey. That is quite a bit. I guess though we are saving the marinade and cooking it to baste with, so I guess it's not that much. I'm just gonna eyeball it. This is a 2-cup container. So just fill it a quarter of the way. Quite a bit of honey though. I know, that is such good news, Greek. Oh man. And then I saw that they released the list of the structures that were actually affected. It's still 30% too much. So true. So true. I'm gonna do one more small scoop. That lodge, like every time you drive by, is so beautiful. Not anymore. Oh my gosh, like listening to the mayor, because the mayor of the town has like lived there his whole life. Like standing in front of this burnt down house. He's like, yeah, somewhere in there is a photo of me when I was 2 years old inside of that house. I was like, oh my gosh. BRB while I just go bawl my eyes out. Puppers ate your pizza? All of it? That's a bad Puppers. Puppers is grounded, I would say, for the rest of the night. You can't let him get away with that stuff. That's just the beginning. A 12-inch pizza? Like, I've had dogs sneak some things, but I've never had them, like, destroy an entire thing like that. Like a whole pizza. The worst thing Posh ever did was eat, I think it was either a half pound. I think it was a half pound of bacon. Didn't even affect her one bit. Half pound raw bacon. Yeah, you're done. The older dog probably told the younger one to do it. Hey guys, it's like you go get it first. And then they'll just let him fall for the blame. I could see it. Okay, so equal parts honey and the balsamic vinegar. Yeah, raw bacon. She snuck it off of the barbecue while it was heating up outside. I mean, you don't think that your dog would be bad like that, right? But give them the chance, and they can make a mistake. Yeah, didn't even upset her stomach one bit. It's crazy. Okay, that mixed in really nice. Next one, this is so sweet. Such a sweet marinade. I guess it is called sweet and sticky. Our brown sugar, or I'm gonna use some coconut sugar. Just felt like having some of this in the house. It's because they have shorter intestines. Okay, how much of this do I need? Half a cup of that too. I might dial back the sweetness like just a little bit. 1 entire cup of sweeteners in this recipe. I think that's a bit much, guys. Like, I'll never forget it, because, like, in the summer, my mom would cook the bacon in a cast iron, but on the barbecue, right? So it doesn't heat up the house and make a mess inside. So as you're heating up the cast iron in the barbecue, you just have the bacon sitting on the shelf on the barbecue until you're ready to use it. Well, you never think of, like, when you let the dog outside, right? To go to the washroom or just roam around while you're prepping food. She capitalized on that opportunity. Okay, just a little bit of oil. And then we need a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. That will be our salt to help season the chicken. Posh's was too big for a short barbecue. She was a counter surfer, we called her. She knew what she was doing. I'm gonna do a little bit more. Okay, next we need some garlic. I bet you ginger would also be really good in this, if you wanted to use some of that. At least the dog didn't have your wine. I mean, I guess, but he still ate all your pizza. Now what are you gonna do? Contact the pizza spot, say my dog ate my pizza. Can you make me another one? Okay, they say 3 garlic cloves minced, but I think we'll do 5. It just looks like a better amount for the amount of chicken. Smash it. Oh, I wonder, Greek. Good question. Yeah, how much does pizza even cost in the UK? Did they eat both of the pizzas? One dog ate a pizza each. We'll use our garlic pressed to mince. About 20 pounds for 2 pizzas or each? Michael, late to comment, you're prepping your meal. Nice. Guys, Michael is cooking with Kate. He took it literally. You're going to 2 concerts next month? What ones are they? I used to go see so much live music when I was younger. With mostly my friend Julia. That was the crew. Whoa, this garlic is really nice and juicy and fresh. Just 1 pizza is 20 pounds? Yeah, that's like literally a pizza for like 40 bucks. Usually when I convert Greek, I just double it. I have a fan going behind me and it's like blowing my hair on my face. It's tickling. Stop it. All right. Get all that off. We'll finish mixing this. Massage all the chicken up. I don't know if we need more garlic for the miso sauce, so let's just leave the garlic press on this side for now. And then we'll just leave this chicken out on the counter after it's marinated. It'll go quicker. And only do that if you plan to cook it within a couple hours. But it'll marinate quicker rather than you putting it into the fridge. Pro tip. All right, that looks good. There's still a little bit of sugar there, but that will mix in, don't worry. We still gotta get this all coated. First fire truck of the stream. That's when you know. Okay, so just give those a little swish around. If you can, try to put it all in one layer, right? That's how it'll marinate the best. Maybe flip it around halfway. We'll see how this all fits in here. I'm giving it a couple turns though, because it seems like it needs it. I think I chose the perfect container, hey? We are gonna get one perfect layer. Amazing. So yeah, we'll for sure like flip them around in the next hour or so. That's when you know, Bonk. The food is good. Here they come. First part of the stream completed. Wake that up, put away a couple things, and then it's cookie time. We'll get our mixer set up, get our butter softened. What's everyone else cooking? or eating today? You having a little treat ski? Going to a metalcore and rock concert from a band named Of Virtue. Nice. Overtime rap concert. I hope they're all good. I do love me some rap music. Okay, these cookies. I forget how many this recipe makes, but it's quite a bit. I think I usually make 2 trays worth. So keep that in mind. And it's half a cup each of brown and white sugar. And then 1 stick and 3/4 of a stick. So almost half a pound of butter. Because 1 stick of butter is half a cup, right? So 3/4 of a cup of butter then? No more than that. I hate when people do math because I'm literally not going to measure out 14 tablespoons. Some things she has in grams, other things are in tablespoons. Why are you like this? Get the mixing bowl. We'll mix the mix-ins in by hand just so that we can get the butter really nice and fluffy and whipped up. You rather use grams? Me too, man. That's so hard to like try and convert, even for someone like me. Where's Samo? Samo's at work. We are at the halfway mark though already through the rotation. He's up at the mine. I'm Jelly. And he also is on nights right now, so that's why he's not around in chat during the day at all. That's what's happening there. Period. That's what he's doing. Okay, let me get some of these things together. The starter. Our butter. Let's also use up that. How much eggs? 1 egg. Room temp. I don't usually take my eggs out and make them room temp. Don't worry, guys. Don't stress. What was that? Baking powder? Baking soda, not baking powder. Don't mess those ones up for cookies. It really is important. Oh, I see we have to get into this massive box today. Who buys this big of a box? For the brown sugar, I'm just gonna pour some molasses in. That's how you make brown sugar anyways. Because we're mixing it with the cookies, it's not gonna matter. Nice bonk. They have some YouTube stuff. I love YouTube so much. Okay, just the sugar and some salt, and then I'll grab all of our mix-ins after. Maybe once it's mixing, I can do that. Whoa, okay. First things first. Butter, softening. So we need 1/2 cup and then 3/4 of a 1/2 cup. I just want to see what I've left here. Just under maybe? Yeah, because I took a bit off. Actually, that's extra. So there's our first 1/2 cup. And whenever we make cookies, we use unsalted butter so that we can control the level of salt by adding it ourselves. Straighten that out. Okay, 1 cup. 1/2 cup. I'll go a little bit less and then we can still use this up. I feel good about that. Okay, so we're just gonna soften this, right? We don't need it fully melted. Then you'll have to restart if you do that. You don't want to be separating the fat from the buttermilk. You just do 30-second increments to soften it. You don't want to go too long. Then you risk it melting. And that's not really something that you can put back together. Next, we're gonna add the sugars, so get ready for that. Whoa. 30 seconds was almost too much. Usually it doesn't melt at all in that time. Okay. I'm just gonna mix this up quickly in the mixer and bring the really melted parts back together with some of the softened stuff you'll see on this side. That was close though. So okay, let's say not 30 seconds, do 20 seconds, dial it back. But see how if you mix it, the melted stuff, if you have enough not melted butter, you can do a little bit of magic. And I only know this from making a lot of cookies once upon a time. So 1/2 cup of each sugar. We're gonna do some white, distribute it around, and then we're also gonna do 1/2 cup of brown sugar. So for the brown sugar, I just add a little bit of molasses. And I'll probably just add it onto this, on top. Hi pal, sweet and sticky chicky. Just felt like a good thing to make this weekend. But also chicken drumsticks were on sale. Okay, so there's our molasses for our version of brown sugar. Graham's making French toast. He's streaming today. I hope he's still on later so that we can raid him. For Amanda's birthday? Oh! Okay, let's hurry up and get finished so that we can go see everyone. I miss him. Okay, now we're gonna start creaming the butter and sugar. Oh, look at that crazy brown sugar. Love it. Next, we can crack our egg into here. And we also have to measure out our sourdough starter discard, which is 1 cup. And you also don't need it fed. That's why it's called discard. So while this is whipping up, we will get that mixed up. Hi, Gearbox Man. How's your Sunday going? So we always mix this before we use it, as sometimes it's still bubbly. Use a lot of it lately. I'll have to do like a couple different feeds, I think, this week to build it back up. That's so good though. Better to use it if you have it. You're cooking Manhattan clam chowder? Ooh. I hope it turns out amazing. One of my faves for sure. Almost made a mess. Look at how nice and light that butter is looking. I think that's pretty perfect. Let's stop this. We'll give a scrape around the edges. So how you know that your sugar and butter is creaming together well is the sugar will start to like basically dissolve into the fat and then get really nice and light and aerated. I'm just gonna do one more mix. At a higher speed. Next, we're gonna add the egg and mix that. It's chowder, Frenchie. Always scrape when we're making cookies in between our additions. And then typically you always add the egg to the butter and sugar in like every single recipe for cookies. Mix that until it starts to get fluffy. Look how the egg just totally transforms it. And this is an important part to make sure you mix really well. Really nice. Next we add our little bit of vanilla and then our sourdough starter. And then I always say this, but for maybe some people that don't hear when I say it or aren't around, but this starter that I use is fed with whole wheat as well. So add some extra nutrition into the cookie dough itself, especially for digestion purposes. Always better to have a little bit of whole grains. I would say especially if you have like a wheat intolerance like I do, or a sensitivity. You always get a little bit of this sour smell too when you start mixing this in. I usually mix in the starter pretty quickly just because you have to think there's gluten in there, right? So if you mix it for a long time, I'm not really sure if it would make the cookie more tough, but I'd rather not risk it. All right, next, flour, salt, and baking soda. Make sure you don't overmix, especially if we're gonna be adding some chocolate chips or nuts or whatever you want. So I'm gonna add the salt and baking soda first and then the flour on top. 1 teaspoon each of those. For sure, don't leave the salt out. You gotta open this entire massive box of soda. Come on. Come on. Okay. The box was fighting me a bit, guys. It was trying to cause problems. Okay, and then just 2 cups of flour. Do I have another cup measure? Yes. Mish! Hi. Welcome. Thanks for your pepper photo updates in Discord. It made me laugh this morning. You're here for the feta that doesn't exist? Does size really matter? That is the question. Greek. Just egging her on, hey? I just have to be bad. I'm stopping there. Cause yeah, that got thick. Now I'll take the beaters out and then just mix in the chocolate chips and stuff by hand. So we don't break any of these plastic pieces on the mixer. But I did see Incarcerum has made now like a stainless steel version of this bowl. I haven't looked how much it is, but I thought that was very smart. Bonk! Bonk, what are you allowing to happen in chat right now? Or this big one, this beater. Get out of there. Get out of there. Whoa. It mixed so good. Just trying to scrape off my spatula. Oh guys, guess what? Yesterday when I was chatting with Julia after the stream, she said we should plan to go when Sam's away again, hopefully this summer still, maybe in September, and go out to her parents' lake lot and we can stream from there, she said, for the weekend and like cook and stuff. She said the kitchen's really nice. I said that sounds so fun. So I'll try and like plan that maybe for I almost said December, for September. Because August is fully booked. And we still have to do our riverboat stream as well, guys. I'll have to look to see when the end of their season is. Okay, I'm just gonna scrape this before we add in our chocolate chips and pecans and toffee bits. And I think we are also going to turn on the oven and have that heat up while we scoop and finish this up. Julia was cool. That's my bestest friend. We've known each other, well, since I was 14. I think she also, I mean, you can't work here unless you're 14, but she's a year younger than me. But we met each other working at a grocery store together when we were young for like, over 5 years together. And we've been friends ever since, even like after we both moved to opposite sides of the country. Choco chips. We need the toffee chips. And we'll get the pecans out of the freezer. Looks like a small batch of cookies today, but I know it's not. It just looks to be. I guess we don't have the add-ins yet. So they say you can add 2 cups worth of chocolate chips. I'll probably do a cup of chocolate chips and then split the other cup with the pecan pieces and toffee bits. And we'll probably have to cut up or chop up the pecans. Let's get this measured. I got all my cup measures dirty by accident. It was really cool, like the stories that she was telling me yesterday after stream. She said before she moved out here to the job that she got, she was going to like some crazy interviews in Toronto for like Rolex and stuff like that. Like she went into the Rolex building and went to 4 different interviews there for like a huge corporate job. Didn't end up getting it, but she's like, I just wanted to like see inside of these places. I was like, that is why you're my friend. Chop that up. Ouch. I kind of hit my elbow on the fridge door. She is awesome. You guys loved her. I'm glad. She's just down for anything. And I like that she's not shy to be on stream. I don't like to cut the nuts too small. Keep them pretty nice and chunky. She seemed very natural. Yeah, she's definitely someone that like is just not scared to be themselves. Boop. Put in brander fine? Wait, what? What's happening? Okay, so I'm doing score bits. You guys know what that is? They're like little toffee pieces. That's from a chocolate bar. I thought that would be nummy. I'm not gonna do too much because that is gonna add a lot of sweetness, right? And I think that's gonna be an amazing trio of add-ins. Let's get a wooden spoon because I'm pretty sure this spatula will break if I try to mix this. I also may or may not have broken a wooden spoon one time when I made a massive batch of chocolate chip cookies at work. Was mixing in the chocolate chips. Sometimes you don't know your own strengths, okay? I said oops, but I guess there's worse things to break in a restaurant, right? One wooden spoon must have had a weak spot anyways. You can get score bars in the States now? That's good to know. I wasn't sure if it was just a Canadian thing still. Almost looks like we need a bit more flour in here, guys. Like, looks a little loose in my mind. So I'm gonna do that. And I only know this because I've made this recipe before. Wait, so Michael can't find it, but Bonk says you can? I'm gonna do a little bit. It just shouldn't be as sticky as it was. score cake is absolutely delicious. If anyone wants to discover what score bars are. Okay, that feels better, guys. And then I also went right down to the bottom here. So this is why we didn't overmix from the start. I'm gonna hang on to that spatula. Bob, you have them at your local spot? Oh, and hi, True Caretaker. Sorry, I almost missed your message up there. When it comes to crushing nuts or crackers, you just let your wife take over her frustrations. Just hand her the mallet. Say, go to town. Okay, we just gonna put this in the fridge while the oven's heating up. We'll prepare our sheet pan and get our scoop. It's a bit soft because it's pretty warm in the house today. It's warming up. Getting some more summer weather this week. That honestly, I don't know if I'm ready for quite yet again. I was really enjoying it being cool outside. Score looks very much like the candy bar you get called Dime, which we can get at IKEA in like the little forms. Do they make a big version of it where you are, Mish? Because that's very delicious too. Because there's no nuts in Dime, right? It's just the toffee and chocolate. And Mickey, your aunt and uncle have come. They're doing good, hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna prep 2 sheet pans just because I feel like we'll probably need them. They have the big ones there with no nuts. Dead left. I remember when we were both still doing the catering up in Nunavut. And I don't know why. We went to IKEA one time and I got a big bag of the Dime and then I brought it up to work with me to give to a bunch of my coworkers. And they went nuts for them. Lined pans. No work this week, Mickey. Back to work for me this week. I know one thing I'm making is spaghetti and meatballs for my clients because they asked me for it. I forget what else I had on the menu for them. I have to check after stream. Actually, while we're waiting on this, I'm just gonna put a bunch of our ingredients away now that we're done with everything. And then we can keep moving on here. Maybe it will still be a quick and easy Sunday. Dude, that salted caramel cheesecake, life-changing. Life-changing. Didn't someone from stream say they were making that? I feel like they didn't come in to report back afterwards. Yeah, they did, and they never came back. See? Sometimes my memory sucks. Other things, I don't know how it remembers it, or even why. Everyone have a sip of water. Yum. Gearbox man. Now you feel guilty for not reporting back. Don't feel guilty, guys. It's okay. Just we remember these things. Mish, you're sipping feta. Oh, Sam and myself, we were looking this morning, or mostly he was, because I guess he's thinking about going all the way to like Nova Scotia to the coast. So he was looking up places to have lobster rolls, and the one place, Mish, they had a salad just called feta salad. And I was like, I need to get this for Mish. Imagine a place just feta salad. Checking the drip. What was in it? I don't know. I need to look up the spot again. Let me do that while we're waiting. And then I'll link it. If I can even find it. Do 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 do. What does this mean? Putting stream on hold. Guys, I gotta look on my phone. I gotta look because you like screenshotted it to me. It's called Tom's Lobster Shack, I believe. Tom's Lobster Shack. At least the dogs left garlic bread for you. Who's the real owner now? Oh, Mickey. Tom's Lobster Shack. Excuse me. Is this a chocolate chip on the ground? How did this even happen? You're welcome, Mishi. But yeah, the menu looked so amazing and like simple. I said, how could we not? Okay, so this is my big cookie scoop I'm using. I make kind of a weird design with these. The size that I do them, let me turn this. So I'll go 2, and then 1, and then 2. It just seems to bake the best with this size. You don't want to crowd the pan too much. That's how you'll have cookie pancakes. I guess that could also be good, but not really what we're going for. Scoops out so nice. Seriously, the best cookie dough recipe. But I know not everyone has sourdough starter. That's why I said I could always send it to you. And then you have the Kate version of sourdough starter. Your very own Goldilocks. All right, first tray. I don't think we gotta sneak another one. Let's see. Also gonna do a little bit of scraping. I'm getting rid of the wooden spoon. Look at how messy this is. You've been buying Wireless CCTV cams for the LAN, not bad price, 20 euros. Here in North America, we call them like Ring cameras. That's just like one of the companies. But they're pretty popular, and yeah, they're not too expensive. It depends on the features you want, Mickey. Because obviously if you pay more, you always have access to see the cameras, which is really cool if you're not at home, right? But then some of the other ones you can't always see the video stream. Yeah, that's what I was like mean. You can see it on your phone. It's so handy, right? This is gonna make the house smell so good. Whoa. That dough went flying. Did you see that? It's wild. I don't think the dogs deserve a Netflix movie after eating your pizza. Or you're just gonna let them continue to live like a human from now on. It's like, well, you're obviously not a dog. Okay, now we gotta scrape the rest of this. No playing ball for them. They're probably like, yes, we don't have to leave the house now. Yeah, they're going on a diet. Until tomorrow only. Just so maybe they will think about what they've done. This is gonna be one big cookie dough ball. Do we have too much here a little bit? We'll just distribute it into the rest of the cookie dough pieces. We're not wasting any of this. There. Whoa, we almost had a whole nother one. Loco! I don't think I heard the oven beep yet. Look at that, though. Okay, now I'm just gonna distribute this with my finger. Just drop a little piece of the cookie dough on top. How many did we get per pan? 2, 4, 6, 9 per pan, so like 18 bigger cookies per recipe. Whoa, that was a lot. I'm gonna take this one off. Those are large. Okay. Cookies completed. Good job, team. That was one of the harder things of the day. The last one you eat it? Hey, it's my cousin Ben. How's it going? How's your summer going, dude? Been up to anything fun lately? This dough is like a little bit weird to eat raw because of the sourdough in it. It's just, well, a little bit sour, right? And hi, Flower. Yeah, where do I click accept cookies on this browser page? We've accepted all of these cookies over the years, but still none have shown up for some reason. You're going to Banff soon for a week? That'll be nice. Are you going to do some hikes and stuff? I mean, that's kind of the only place you can go to the mountains now. Shouldn't even laugh. But what else can we do, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go get my watch on so that I can set a timer for these cookies. I thought I felt naked. What the heck? Where's my watch? And then when these go in, I'm just gonna set a 10-minute timer. That might be about halfway through. But a good time to check them. We can rotate the trays baking in the oven. Prayers, thoughts, yeah, all of the above. Hey, caretaker. If anyone is feeling generous and wants to donate, let me know. I have a couple links for, yeah, to help everyone that's been affected, both to the community and then also like one of my friends that has nothing left to her name. I'm pretty sure the oven is hot and ready, so we're gonna get these in. It feels really hot. Minutes on the clock. Woohoo! Next, eggplant prep. Eggplant prep. Which eggplant is something that I don't really eat a ton of. But I like to try different recipes for it. And so we were reading earlier. I think actually this might be the one that we use. Because I don't really plan on eating the skin for this. We were reading earlier that male eggplants have less seeds than female. And the way that you could tell whether it's male or female is like looking at the shape and then the bottom. So this is a male eggplant. It's really like slender and then just has one like round dot on the bottom. And then the female is more like bulbous and then has like a long, elongated little blemish on the bottom. But I think I'm gonna use these two of the smaller ones. I didn't know that either, Scoots. So they say the male is better to use because there's less seeds in it and it's also less bitter than the larger ones. So keep that in mind. Hope your day's going good, Scoots. Scrolling down. Okay, so these will get pan fried. And then we'll just flip them over. Cook that to kind of steam it through. And then they get transferred to a sheet pan to broil with the miso sauce on top. Did you make eggplant too, Mish? You'll try it for your eggplant parm. Yeah, eggplant parm is so good. You roasted and made ajvar. I have some of that. I have some of that. Look. This is what Mish made, guys. A pepper and eggplant spread that I usually put on my sandwiches. But I could see that being really good with feta too. I'm doing good, Scoots. Having a good, just like nice quiet day today. Had a good walk earlier, 2K, and then I'll have to walk again 2K to go pick the car back up. You had to make peanut butter. I have actually been having a hankering for peanut butter, and I didn't feel like spending how much money they would be to buy it pre-made, so I thought I would just buy some roasted peanuts and make it myself too. Roasted organic peanuts. It's like a pepper eggplant relish. Would call it, yeah, like a roasted pepper and eggplant spread is probably the better way. Did I see that she left the stems on the eggplant to roast them? Up to you if you want to leave them on there. I'm sure we could. Just cut through. So we're going to, I think first we'll wash. Since we don't peel this at all. Wash this up. And yeah, I'm using this one ugly eggplant. Since we're roasting it. And obviously this smaller one is probably gonna cook a lot quicker than the larger one, or I was gonna cut this into like thirds, more like an eggplant steak. And this is just for meal prep for me during the week. Hello? I could like barely cut into the eggplant. And then we'll use this nice small one for our dish together today. So we have to score the top of this. We're just gonna make like a diamond design with our knife. And that will allow some of the excess moisture to come out of the flesh when we're cooking it. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this in third pieces. We got that one side. Get through that tough stem. And that. Eggplants are kind of squeaky, it's true. $8 for peanut butter is wild, right? You just buy honey instead. Okay, just gonna move this over for our working service. And I'm gonna start this way. And I don't go like super small with the slits when we're making our little cross hatch in it. Just basically through the surface. But it looks so nice when this cooks up and you can kind of see how it splits it open. And then we'll also salt these, I believe, just a little bit before we cook them. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll see what the recipe says, I suppose. You love nut butters, especially crunchy ones. So you just bought a maker, a nut butter maker. I eyed one of those up once when we were still on the island. Someone was selling one there, and I think it was like 500 bucks or something. But holy was I tempted to buy it. I was like, that would probably pay for itself over the years. If you used it enough. Crunchy cashew. Yes, please. Scoots, you're gonna try these high protein calzones. Ground chicken instead of pizza dough to hold the toppings. And then ground Parmesan for like the top of it. I'm intrigued. Let me know how it goes. So one thing that will happen when we cut eggplant open like this and expose it to the air is it will start to oxidize, so turn brown, called oxidization. So usually I will always sprinkle some salt on the surface, and then it will also help if you just turn it onto something flat where the air can't get to it until you're ready to cook it. The cookies are smelling good, guys. A minute and a half or so left on that. Okay. Let's prep our roasting pan for the eggplant. How do I want to do this? Probably just a sheet pan, I would say. If we're gonna broil it, we want a nice flat surface. We don't need any edges. Calzones are so good. And yeah, if you add it to Discord, I would love to check it out. Okay, so since this is going under the broiler, we're not gonna put parchment on the pan for the eggplant, because there's always a potential it could light on fire at the higher temp. That's what I was imagining, Scoots, how you described it. The ground chicken was like the dough. I'm gonna transfer these on here to store them for now. Are we gonna need a salt on here? They actually say to not salt, so I might just put a piece of plastic over that while we're waiting. Cookies are looking awesome, guys. Just gonna rotate the pans. The timer just went off. It looks so good. I might only do 5 more minutes, because I like when these turn out a bit more chewy. But holy smokes. These might be the best ones yet. Five more minutes. You seen that guy on Instamish? Who is it? Do you think I would know him? Okay, next up we're gonna make our miso sauce. Probably seen some reels. Mish knows what we both like. And it's not videos of people eating cornstarch. Okay, so I just pressed the plastic onto the surface of the eggplant to keep the air off of it. Get a bowl. How can you tell Papa off? I couldn't. I'd say, Papa, what were you thinking today? I thought you knew better, but it's okay if you didn't. We all make mistakes. Please don't put yourself in a position where you need more reinforcement for us all to live amongst each other. That's how I tell off a dog. Yeah, because the dog would listen. Oh, I also saw my favorite, or one of my favorite city kitties on my walk back to home this morning. And he's one of my favorites because I don't know if you guys know what this word means, but he's a polydactyl cat. So he probably has, on his back feet, probably like 7 toes, 8 toes. Like his paws are huge. Gearbox man. Thank you very much for gifting 2 subbies to our wonderful community. We got Mother, Sister, Auntie Teresa, as well as TMBO. Those are 2 new people, so I hope they pop in. That would be awesome. Fact, right, Scoots? Well, we also have to accept that part of when our pets do something wrong, it's also a little bit on us. Like most of the time, right? Sometimes it can be avoided. Okay, we need a little bit of oil, some miso paste, mirin. I'm not gonna do the sugar because my mirin is sweet already. And some sake. That's it. Mix that until it's smooth. Ooh, we still have 2 of those popsicles left from the other week when we made them. I will be munching those this week. Oil, mirin, and some sake. We're gonna need a little whisk for the miso. It's pretty thick stuff. So the most important part here is getting this miso really nice and smooth when we bring this sauce together. And yeah, this is a big container of miso when you buy it, like 500 grams. So if you don't think you're gonna use it within what, like a month or so, I just keep it in the freezer. And it stays really nice and fresh like that. A 1/4 cup of this. I used all my measuring cups from that side. It's supposed to be getting hot here again too, Mickey. This upcoming week. But man, I so enjoyed those couple days we had. Okay, so that's that. Like doesn't even stick in there when it's still cold. And my timer is going off for the cookies, so let's check on those. I would say they're done. Check it out. Look at how good those look. Cookies baked in 15 minutes. Completed. Now they're gonna cool off. I don't know if I'm even gonna turn the oven off. We might be getting stuff in there momentarily. So probably just smarter to leave it on. They look yummy. I'm excited. Yeah, this recipe is so nice because you just use discard from your starter. You don't have to feed it at all. Cookie is out with his family this weekend, Mish. He let us know in the mod chat, which you are not a part of. That's what we say. Yeah, okay. It just says to mix all of this stuff up together, but like I said, the miso can maybe stay clumpy. So just keep that in mind. It's smart to mix in the liquids a little bit at a time. So 1 tablespoon of sake. I just use cooking sake. I don't use anything fancy. You could use this to measure it. Couple tablespoons of our mirin. And like I said, I use the sweet style, so we don't need the sugar part of the sauce. 24 weeks till Christmas only. Don't make it come like faster than it already is. Do a little bit more of this. How much oil? A couple tablespoons of a vegetable oil or neutral oil. So I'll use peanut oil. I thought there would maybe be soy sauce in this, but there isn't. Probably don't need any more salt from the miso that we have. And that's it, guys. Let's get this all mixed together. Just gonna kind of smoosh it up first. The smell of this when it starts to broil. Whoa. Ultimate caramelization. And if you guys don't know what miso is, it's a fermented soybean paste. There's also other types of miso though. It depends on what brand you buy, but I've also seen barley miso, maybe even some rice miso. That actually mixed up really well together. Well, that was easy. Okay, so we'll first pan fry the eggplant, steam it for a couple minutes, and then once they're flipped over, we put the sauce on top of them, and then under the broiler until it's nice and caramelized. Basically while the chicken is resting. All right. I'm gonna put this to the side, put these things away. And next, right before we get the chicken ready and into the oven, we're just gonna prep our couple garnishes. So slice some green onions, make sure we got some sesame seeds that are toasted up and ready to use, and then some parsley for the chicken. And then we're ready to roll. Trying to think of how long the chicken will take to cook, like 30 minutes. Maybe we'll get it into the oven first. Okay, so this chicken gets put on a sheet pan that has a metal rack that pops it up off of the bottom of the pan. And then the leftover marinade goes into a saucepan. Bring it up to a boil and simmer it for about 15 minutes, it says. And then we just brush that marinade on the chicken near the end. Get it all glazed up. And that is it, guys. Little sprinkle of sesame seed and parsley. 34.4 C. I mean, last week we were having like 37, 38. And it was really wild feeling. was like, that is really hot. Too much for me. I don't mind in the 20s. But once you get to the high 30s, ugh, your body just says no. No more. Are we using every single sheet pan I have in the house today, it looks like? $37 in the shop. Because the heat just keeps building up, right? So this is what they mean by putting a cooling rack onto the prepared sheet pan for the chicken. And then we always want foil underneath, especially if a recipe is called sweet and sticky. You don't want to be trying to scrub that off after it's cooked, right? Without the foil on. Oh, that would be difficult. Lisa, you don't know what it is, but it looks great. This is our sweet and sticky chicken drumsticks. Just gonna try to get them recoated as well as we lay them back out. So we made a marinade. What was it? Balsamic vinegar, honey, coconut sugar, a little bit of oil, fresh garlic. Was that it, guys? Maybe. And then, yeah, we cook the marinade to use as a glaze to base this. And all of this chicken I got for a really good deal, $10 this week. I couldn't pass that up. And then I always face the really big part of the drumstick out to the outside of the pan, because that's what's going to take the longest to cook, right? I actually find most of my recipes from other websites. But yeah, I will often look at the grocery store flyers first, see what type of proteins are on sale. I'm gonna have to put a couple down the middle, I think. And then try to plan my menu from what is on sale, especially the proteins, right? Because that's usually the most expensive thing. And then it's like, oh, what else do I have in the pantry that I could use? Well, I had all of the ingredients already for the marinade. So it just made sense. Yui, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you're doing a-okay today. And I'm trying to pull the skin if it kind of fell back. Just pulling it back over the drumstick to cover it, because that'll help keep it nice and moist while it's roasting at the high temp. So we're not throwing out any of the marinade. And one thing I've learned about cooking chicken drumsticks over the years is you can cook them past 165 Fahrenheit, which is fully cooked temperature, even all the way to 180, 190 to break down some of the tendons and connective tissue in there. And it's dark meat, right? So it's pretty forgiving that way. Especially if you notice that it's not been bled out very well, the chicken. I would suggest cooking it a bit longer, because you might have people being like, oh no, the chicken's still raw if it looks a little bit pink. So as we heat this up, because there is quite a high sugar content, for sure make sure you're like stirring it or whisking it around pretty actively. And then what, the other last thing, get these cookies off. And cooling. Nice. And then we need our big cast iron pan for the eggplant. And we'll be starting that. Never have bloody chicken there, Mish. All chickens sold in the stores are halal. All of them. That's kind of crazy. Okay, bringing this over to the oven. They said put your oven to 450 Fahrenheit for this chicken, but I would be so scared that it would burn. So I'm going a little bit lower temp than that because of all the sugar, like 425. And we'll check it in about 15 minutes from now. Come over here. Oh, I see that my camera froze. Hello? Right, 450 Fahrenheit. That's a bit much. One sec, guys. I'm just gonna deactivate and reactivate because we're behind. Wait. It didn't come back. I'm gonna do it for one more second. Hello? Hello, we're in the past, but we're also in the future? How is this possible? We're going with the straight connection here. How does this thing work some days and other days it just causes issues? That's just like the way of life in this place. I guess, yeah, you guys can look at the cookies while it's stuck on that. Just a temporal distortion. It's fine, guys. Don't worry. Direct connect. Whoa. Green? That was crazy too. Actually, we want to see both of these things. We want to see both. So there's our marinade. We'll slowly heat that up. And let's turn on this pan. Just a medium heat I think will be good. And let's go medium on the marinade. We need a little bit of oil down there. And then a whisk. So go grab those. The cookies themselves, Greek, are kind of cakey. Yeah. I think they would make phenomenal ice cream sandwiches. Because they're like crunchy to hold up and dense. But also then when you bite into it, it's nice and soft. So I can just like imagine the ice cream in the middle. Something about that. And then obviously we'll need some tongs to flip our eggplants over. Bring that over here to work with. Okay, while we're waiting for that stuff to heat up and also while the eggplant is browning, we'll work on our green onions and our parsley. Get out the herbages. I think it would be amazing Greek. Even just something as simple as vanilla ice cream. It's fun. We did it in Vancouver when we worked at the brewery. We participated in one of the summer festivals. I think we did 2 or 3 different varieties of ice cream sandwiches, and like I made all of the cookies myself for it. Oh my god. I was literally baking cookies at like 3 in the morning, pretty sure. But fun to say that I've done that, right? And they went over really well, but it was stressful. Stuff is not quite hot enough yet. Just gonna pick the parsley over here. Kind of keep my eye on that pan until we can add the eggplant. Brownie for the crust and vanilla ice cream. So like a brownie a la mode ice cream sandwich. Nom. Yeah, Greek, like a lava cake. Can we go a little bit closer over here? Maybe that'll be it. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. The oil's not quite like wavy and shimmering, right? That's what we wait for. You don't need it smoking hot. Usually just wait for it to get pretty wavy in the center. That would be messy but enjoyable, right? Because you gotta think, if you have a warm brownie and then put your ice cream in the middle, it will like instantly start to melt from the outside. You could just imagine the ice cream like dripping down your arms. I think that's good, guys. Swirl this around again. I hope that we can fit everything in this pan. Start with the really big piece first. Nice. So we want like instant sizzling when we drop it in. So yeah, we'll have to do a couple different sets of this. I'm gonna flip this around because that's all we can fit anyways. I'm glad I used the really big pan. Give this a stir. And one thing about eggplants, kind of like mushrooms, I would say, where they really soak up the oil. I might use a couple different types of fat for this, just so I don't use up all of my peanut oil. I'm gonna just put a dollop from our cooking fat jar. So if you don't have enough fat, they're not really gonna brown up the same. It'll more burn instead of caramelize. So just kind of watch that. You can also usually tell by the sound of when it sizzles. And then if you're unsure, you could always take a peek. So there are things happening. Nice. Hi, Trev. How's your Sunday going? We're just getting into the cooking. We did all the hard things already. Getting some garnishes together on my side while we fry our eggplant up. How's this one doing now? Oh yeah, doing pretty dang good. Like, they both already soaked up almost all of the fat. Is that not crazy or what? I'm gonna just put more. You're just doing a marinade day? Getting a bunch of stuff prepped and marinated for the week coming up, I'm assuming? Or you just made something today that you marinated? That's like what I did too. I can smell the chicken. It definitely smells sweet and sticky. You can smell the sugar and then the balsamic vinegar. Oh, and also the marinade's up, so that might be part of it too. All of the things. Okay, so once this is boiling / simmering, they said about 15 minutes until it's thickened. That's probably the best browning we're gonna get. It looks to be. So let's flick this one too. This one looks like it's cooked pretty well, but we'll probably have to steam this bigger one. So all they said was to just cover it with a lid for a minute or two. Trap the steam in there. And we have 3 more still to brown. I don't know if this is gonna thicken, but if it doesn't, we'll just put a slurry into there. Just grabbing containers for the herbs. And my sesame seeds while I'm over here. Nice, I still had a container mixed of black and white sesame seeds that are already toasted. So that's completed. Eggplants and mushrooms, they will seriously take all of the oil. It's kind of mind-blowing that they don't get like overly fatty. I'm just gonna let this cook, guys, in the center. It's not gonna soak up more oil now that we flipped it because it's on the skin side. But add some more for our next set that we're gonna brown. Let it heat up. Give that a nice press, and then our last 2 little small ones. Awesome. And then those will all get glazed. That looks great, doesn't it? And then the most traditional way to make this is actually to do it right over the grill. And yeah, eggplant grilled takes on such a different flavor rather than just roasting. It gets nice and smoky. What kind of marinades did you make, Trev? I was gonna say, it sounds like it's browning up really quick. Baba Ganoush, we made that a little bit ago, right? And hi, Luna. Welcome back. It's good to see you. You'll have a couple of globe eggplant to harvest next weekend. You should try them. I think they would be amazing done with the glaze. Okay, we're just coming over. I'm just chopping up our parsley. Actually, maybe I'll bunch it up first. You're just listening from the kitchen while you work? Are you prepping some stuff? I always say we love our lurkers. This is some firm Italian parsley, but I'm not complaining because it was nice to actually have access to the Italian parsley this week. Haven't been able to find it. How's this one? Okay, we need to like flip that around to get more even browning. This one, I'm actually gonna flip it back over, but it looks like it's almost steamed through. That little one is looking good. Let's check this one. I'm flipping that one over too to get it more evenly browned. And then that is our chicken timer going off, but I literally just looked at them, I peeked, and nothing crazy is happening. So I'm gonna do another 15 minutes while we keep working on all of this. There. Now we can congregate this more in the center. Did this one even out? It did. A little bit. I think I would prefer a little bit more browning. I'm gonna put a lid on these. Just start steaming. And then let's come over and finish while we wait. Yep, back to work tomorrow. That's right. Need lunches. Harvested some beautiful peppers this morning that you were roasting. Yum. Everyone's roasting up the peps. Once in a lifetime, Bonk gives Mish a hug. Wait, Mish hugged Bonk first? Is everyone feeling okay? Just keep chopping. Yeah, we're totally fine. I was gonna ask you, Bonk. How are you feeling? Did it subside? Okay, when it crackles scary like that, I usually take the lid off. Because look at how much steam already built up. And yeah, don't burn it, guys. That one was pretty dark. I'll call my own self out. Don't burn it, guys. Okay, done with that. That's where they're at. We'll let those cool off a bit and then we'll spread the miso glaze on top. Just take this really hot pan off of the burner. And then yeah, for this marinade, I don't think it's really going to thicken up on its own. Without us adding a slurry to it. So I'm just gonna turn that down. We're gonna do a little mixture of some cornstarch and cool water, and that will make that into a glaze rather than just being a marinade. And that way it'll really coat the chicken nicely. And hi, it's a casualty. Welcome. I did about a tablespoon of cornstarch to start. And then just enough water to mix it together so it doesn't make the sauce clumpy. And then we always whisk as we add it in. Are we gonna need more? I think so, actually, hey? It did a little bit of thickening, but really not enough. Dump the rest of the container. Pell, you're wrong? Oh, the one eggplant was for sure blackened. I'm not even gonna play that one like I didn't. It's definitely dark. That's why I said that's what not to do. Hello, simmering? There we go. So you always want your sauce to be simmering before you add your slurry. That's getting there, but I think I gotta open our other container of cornstarch still. Actually, that's kind of true, Trev. The line between caramelized and burned varies by cuisine. Especially if you grill it as well, right? Like you said, jerk chicken always looks burned, but then Pell said it's just blackened. There's such a fine line. I think we can just all agree on that. We need more starch. I will not, Mish. And to test this new container of cornstarch, we are going to take a handful and just eat it. Stay fresh, no mess. Do we want to test this theory? Because I'm pretty sure every time I open up a new container, it goes everywhere. Hi, Yet It Is. How are you doing? Oh no, see, it already tore. Stay fresh, no mess. Yeah, you can only test it by eating it raw. Gross. Slaps back. I wish that worked. Okay, this should do it. Wait, that just got thick out of nowhere. What the heck? Okay, I guess I won't add any more. I'm so confused right now. I've given up. I'm just gonna see myself out. But anyways. Just turn around and it will thicken itself. I mean, I thought it was kind of crazy that we had to add more. I got nothing. Alright, I'm gonna finish chopping this really quick, and then I think we'll get our first glaze onto the chicken, and then get that miso coated, so that whenever the chicken's done, it can go under the broiler. And we're pretty much ready to roll. Try a cookie. Plate it up. And that's another weekend done somehow. Looks like mom's teriyaki. It got thick. It's gonna be really sweet, and that is why they say to not put the glaze on till the end, right? Because it will burn if you're cooking the chicken at a higher temp. All of the parsley everywhere. Just take that off of the heat. I don't think it's gonna burn because the burner's not on anymore, but just in case. So we'll need a pastry brush. We'll come over here to get the chicken coated all together. Back to work, you'll be listening. Okay. Thanks for popping in to chat a little bit while you had time. I appreciate it. Chicken's probably almost fully cooked, or it is already. Nice. Okay, so the pieces that are near the back of the oven, look what's starting to happen. That is starting to look so good, but look at underneath. If we didn't have the foil, we would have made lava on the sheet pan already. That looks amazing though. I'm also gonna just take the internal temp. So you wanna go where it's really thick, the meat, and right by the bone. And try to pick like one of the bigger ones. Okay, we're at like 147, it says. So yeah, we'll glaze and then maybe one more as we finish up. Wilson, how are you doing? Good to see you today. Get our whisk out of here. They turned out pretty good. And then we just thickened this up. Look at that, the way it coats the brush. Sweet and sticky chicken drummies. Going pretty heavy with the glaze. We put cornstarch in so it would be nice and thick to coat the meat. I have been having a craving for chicken wings, Bonk, so I think this is gonna satiate that, satisfy my craving for wings that I've had. It's almost, we could say, because of the amount of honey and garlic, it's almost like a sort of honey garlic. Honey garlic, sweet and sour sort of sauce. It's like the best of both worlds. With the balsamic vinegar in there. We're just doing it in the oven today. So we marinated the chicken. And then we've just been roasting them on the pan like this. At 425 in the oven for about half an hour almost already. And then we put the marinade into this pot. Cooked that for about 20 minutes. And then thickened it with cornstarch, and now we're here. A lot of people don't like drumsticks. I don't know why, but I find they're pretty easy to eat. And they're also easy to pick the meat off of. Like, I have some wraps in the freezer that I want to use up, so I was thinking this would make some yummy chicken wraps from the meat. Because this is a lot of chicken for just me, right? So I'm always trying to think of different ways to use it all up. And yeah, good one, pal. They have a built-in handle. It's so true. All right. Back in the oven, my wonderful people. All of this chicken was only 10 bucks for me. So I really couldn't pass that up. Okay, so I also turned that tray around. So what was at the back before browning is now at the front. Now we're gonna come over, put our miso glaze onto the eggplant, and then that will be ready for the broiler. Me too, yeah. I'll eat all of the chicken as well, Trev. The oysters. Whenever Sam's around and like we're having chicken that has oysters, I always get fed them. He's like, that's a mark to show that you love someone, is if you give them the chicken oyster. I said, you're not wrong. Your wife only eats chicken breast? Some people are really picky about chicken. So I'm just gonna try to use the back of the spoon to scoop this. And I also chose more of a flat style spoon so that you can just spread that miso on the eggplant. And oh, okay, so doing like our scoring, the glaze is going in where we cut and like filling up those crevices. This is gonna be insane. Between the cracks, not the cheeks. Wait, what? Yeah, we don't know what they're into. I'm gonna try and use all of this. So I went kind of light to start because, well, you don't want to run out. But then you can distribute the extra after. Nice, that was a good one. Now we'll top the rest of these up. The tagine is a miracle cooking pot. Also that. Man, I haven't used one in like 3, probably almost 4 years now. All right. We are set. Ready to roll. Chicken's getting glazed. And finishing up. Eggplants are good to go. Put a couple things away. Our garnishes are ready. Get some plates out. How's our list? Green onion, sesame, parsley, chicken. The list is complete. That's all you use for cooking, Trev, or at least try to, is the tagine. That's cool. I like that. Okay. I think one of the tray of cookies will pack up and then we'll taste off the other one. Some of them spread out. The other tray looks perfect. So I'll put away the ugly ones and then we'll taste the nice ones. Yeah, like butter. That's all we use. These are the ugly cookies, guys. Do we need a spatula? No. And that's how dark they got. It looks dark, but I would say that's how dark I like my cookies. Because that's flavor. That's flavor right there. Oh, I might actually have to put them all in this big container for now. Going with the big cookie container. Send the ugly cookies to you? Okay. And I kind of broke that one too. My bad. Chocolate chip, score, pecan. But these flat ones, like we were talking earlier, would make phenomenal ice cream sandwich. Oh. Do I need to go pick up ice cream? Maybe. I'm thinking maybe. These are the really nice ones. See how they're more floofy? I'm gonna take a photo. We're done with the stove cam. Goodbye. There was one time on stream when I disconnected the extra camera and it ended the stream. Ever since that time, I'm always terrified. That's a good photo. S'mores with these? You guys are nuts. But in a good way. I do have milk in the fridge. I'm excited now. That's our tasting one, right on top. They fit perfectly almost. That's good. Ready? Nom. Okay, so we like halved the chocolate chip amount so that we could add the toffee and pecans. This is why it doesn't look like there's a ton of chocolate chips, because you want to still taste the other ingredients too. Otherwise it would be like really chocolatey and then you'll kind of taste the pecan and toffee. The inside is like lighter than a shortbread cookie. It's actually crazy. The outside's crunchy, the inside is fluffy. They would seriously make the best ice cream sandwiches. I need a glass of milk though. That is one thing I'll say with this recipe, is like once you start to eat the cookie dough like congregates in your jowls almost. You guys know what I mean when I say that? You need something to wash it down. Crunchy and soft and light. And out of every cookie I've made, these are the least sweet out of all of them. Just soaks up the milk. Doesn't fall apart though, somehow. Mmm. The crunch from the pecan. I think for sure these would have been yummy with a little bit of flake salt on top or sea salt. For sure could have. Okay, just peeking at the chicken. The glaze is starting to bubble. That looks good. This couldn't have been more of a perfect cookie container. Use chopsticks? I did never heard of that before. Hello? That's a stack. Michael, you're so close, dude. Only 998? Okay. Plate. How's this gonna look? I think the white rimmed plate will look really good because we only have two things going on. I'll put the two smaller pieces of eggplant, I'm thinking, or maybe just one big one and kind of just pile the chicken around it. If you use chopsticks, you can dip the entire cookie in the milk. It's true though, because you don't have to be afraid of dunking your fingies. It makes sense. Whoa. Look at how those are looking. I'm hoping they're done. Let me check, 'cause this is really hot. Hot and heavy. Kind of scary. And then we'll turn the broiler on. Okay, they're reading 165, so I'm gonna leave those on the bottom rack when I turn the broiler on, because they're gonna get covered by the eggplant, so they're not gonna see the direct heat of the broiler, but they'll at least get the residual. Broil. Hi. Hi. Hi there. And if you wanted, you could always do one more glaze of the chicken before you plate. Up to you. You could also just leave it on the side in a bowl for people to use to like dip into. Lots of options. Yeah, you don't want to be soaking the cookie for too long though. Then it will just fall apart anyways. Then you just have cookies and cream. I guess this did end up being kind of a quick and easy Sunday still, hey? Like, we're gonna finish, I think, within 3 hours. So when I have the stuff in the oven with the broiler on, I just usually pop the oven door open so you can easily peek, but then also like hear for the sizzles and stuff that are happening, just so nothing gets burnt. Oh, and I will actually raise this oven rack one higher, I think. You always want to be as close to the element as possible when you broil. There we go. If you lose the cookies in the milk, just make cookies and cream ice cream. See? Pro tip. That just means that it was meant to be. Get in my little video station set up for plating. I'll just be down here now. I don't know how long this is gonna take to brown the miso. Probably not that long. Gotta go get groceries for dinner. Thanks, Wilson, for just coming to hang out. I'm glad you had a little bit of time in your day to do that. Hope you're able to find everything that you need for dinner and have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. I'll be back next Friday. Cooking it up again, pretty sure. And guys, Julia took the fabric for Sam's blanket yesterday when she left, so she's gonna wash it at her house. So I just told her to let me know if she's busy this next weekend, or we'll get back into sewing the blanket if she's free. Because you can't sew anything until the fabric's washed. Otherwise, it could shrink. There's sizzles happening on the top of the eggplant. Luna! How's it going? Welcome back. I can't tell from the shadows, so I'm just gonna pull this out. Okay, no, there's no caramelizing yet. It's just bubbling. It might take a little bit to cook the extra moisture out of your miso before it will start to caramelize. Okay, while I'm waiting, I'm gonna put a few things away. Bonk, I got another bottle of Kewpie this week. They were $2 off again at this store. I was so happy. I almost bought 2 because that seemed like a really good deal. I'm beautiful today. Thank you. I will accept that compliment. I was like very lazy getting ready today. I tried like not to put any heat on my hair because I have really curly hair. So I've been trying to leave it more curly. But sometimes it just gets super frizzy and crazy. The struggle is real. Okay, we're getting some browning. One of them is pretty much done, one of the small ones. You love Kewpie like Mish loves feta. It's true. We know this. Okay, like 30 more seconds. Probably just turn this off and let the residual heat finish it. It looks so good. I've seen people make this on YouTube, I think. Some other girlies that I follow. And yeah, I've always wanted to make it. This looks great. Do I like Ben & Jerry's ice cream? I do. That looks so dang good. And we'll take our chicken out too. Because that also looks insane. Hi, Hulas. Thanks so much. I appreciate those words. It does honestly look so dang good. Like, you're not wrong. I need a little bit more light on this side. Light up our life. Okay, I got my video set for plating. And away we go. We got 2 Lunas. Have I tasted ice cream with cheesecake? So I've had Marble Slab, if you've ever heard of that. And they make a cheesecake ice cream, which is so delicious. Okay, which one do we want to pick, guys? We want this one on the end. It almost looks like too perfect. Or do we want this center one that's a bit more caramelized? I think probably this one. And we're just gonna put that on one side of the plate. Wow, that looks so dark when I drop it on there. Like, so dark. Holy smokes. That's okay. Because I know it's not. And then we'll pile up some of the drumsticks. And then we'll garnish everything, because a lot of it has the same garnish. How do I want this? Probably that way. Do one more. And now, I'll do the sesame first, so it will kind of stick onto everything. Bob, you're requesting something Danish. Did Mish give you the recipe? So both the chicken and the eggplant get this. I don't like this song that's on at all. I'm just gonna switch it, guys. Okay, we can go more sesame on the eggplant. Thank you, Walter Melon. That means a lot. It looks really dark, like from where you guys are, but it's not. And so green onion is just going with the eggplant. Just sliced a bit of that up that we had. I thought that would be yummy. And then just a little parsley over everything else. Have you had a good weekend, Walter? Misha's given you lots of good recipes. I'm proud of her for that. Nice to hear you two are actually getting along for once. And anyone new here, we're actually just all joking around. We all do like each other. We just pretend that we don't. Okay, I'm taking a photo. I take one more video too. Gotta get that light in just right. Are we there, friends? I think so. Fork. Like, the drummy should be done enough that you don't really need a knife other than to just help get the meat off of the bone, but I'll probably just eat it with my hands. First thing I do want to try, though, is the eggplant just before it cools off. This is a $19 plate for 4 chicken drumsticks and 1 small piece of eggplant. It's actually true, though. If we look at a restaurant menu, I maybe could have steamed this one a bit more, but I would be honest, I don't love like overly soggy eggplant. Like, it's definitely cooked through. It's hot. So the skin's like a little bit tougher, but when you start to eat the eggplant, it just like juices into your mouth. So be careful that you don't choke. But I think the texture that I got from this, I really like. I don't think I'd want it softer. I'll show you guys again how it looks when I cut through. And even the skin is nummy. It must have just been that thick kind of bulbous end, because the rest of this is perfect. Like, look at that little perfect cube. What? And yeah, it's really hot and juicy, so don't burn your mouth. We crushed today, guys. I can't believe it. Under 3 hours for 3 different things. That is like pure umami. Whoa. And the miso is not overly salty. It's like kind of nutty and salty and rich. Goes really good with the herbs. I'm kind of in love with this. All right. Finish this bite. Yeah, that's so true, caretaker. If you sold this in a restaurant, you could probably get it for a vegetarian dish, the eggplant steak. That would be its own dish. Okay, so see what I'm saying? A little bit of red there, dripping. Okay, it's too hot for me to hold. One sec, I will still have to use the knife. One thing about bones, right, is they hold the heat so much. I was trying to do what Pel said earlier and just use the drummy as a handle, but that's not going to be the case. Eggplant is a botanical berry. That's kind of crazy to think of. See, I just want to show you, like, you might see red or pink juices from drummies, but they are fully cooked every single time. The nice thing though is that it's dark meat, so it's pretty forgiving even when you do cook it closer to like 180. It still stays juicy. And that way you won't have anyone complaining, being like, my chicken is still pink. That's like way better than the honey garlic glaze, guys. Straight up. They weren't wrong. They weren't lying when they said it's sweet and sticky, but the sweetness is not overwhelming. Especially if we do this and have a bite of the sweet and sticky chicken with like the salty roasted eggplant, was my imagination. My nose is like running. That goes good together. Mish, you're not sweet, but you are sticky. I'm not even gonna think more into that. We'll just leave it at that. That's a complete sentence. Yeah, it's the feta. It gets everywhere. My least favorite side of the drumstick, where this weird tendon always is. That's a for sure make again though, guys. I'm taking all these tendons out. There. 100%. And then the only thing I'll say on the chicken is we did not roast it at 450 Fahrenheit. Because I'm pretty sure it would have burned. So I did 425 for 30 minutes and that was good. Completed. Turn this back down again. I'm blinded. That is all yummy. Who are we gonna go rain? Drumsticks are good. If you like juicy chicken, a lot of people will pass over drumsticks. I don't know why. It's like always the last pick of any piece of chicken. But you don't realize like how easy they are to eat. And yeah, they always stay so nice and moist. I'm looking. If anyone has suggestions, let me know. There's not like a ton of people on. Steve's prepping in the food truck. I know you guys usually like to go there. I don't really feel like going to the ice cream shop today. You want to go see someone new? Bacon cheesy balls and meal prep. Lala or Steve? Or ice cream? Let me get this keyboard up here. Thank you, Yet It Is, for being here. I am like sweating, guys. I'm dying now that we're done cooking. I guess we heated it up, yeah? I closed all the windows today to try to keep the heat out of the house. Okay, we're gonna go see someone. I don't know, actually. Let's just go see Steve. That's it. It's been decided. Okay. It's only, like, when I started streaming, it was around 21. Looks like it's about 23, 24 in here now. Cooking with Kate Meister double stream. Take you for a walk to get the car. I mean, we could. It's only a 24-minute walk. But we could stream it. Got the raid ready. We know where we're going. We've been there before. I've even met Steve in person. And, like, we just had the best vibes together. Both of us are so chill. I wish that we could have done more in San Diego when we were together. But alas, that is life, isn't it? I hope everyone had a fun weekend spending it here with us. I definitely had fun. It always goes by fast, so that's how I know that it's successful in my mind. Don't know what we're gonna make next week, so stay tuned in Discord for that. We'll post the schedule on Thursday, like always. Yeah, he's such good people. Just good, honest vibes, right? That's what we're all about. And good cooking. And I hope everyone has a good week at work. Don't work too hard. Stay cool out there. Take care of yourself. And you know where to find me if you need anything at all. Love you guys. Thanks for everything. Mostly just taking the time to be here with us. Yeah, Mish says eat feta. Let's go see Steve. I'm gonna press the button.